Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that, let's head over to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa for the call of this one. We bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us that maybe we haven't seen before? 2-minute drill, maybe different things like that. Got to be prepared. You're exactly right.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here come the Patriots now on offense. They'll be led out by their quarterback at 6'2" out of Auburn. It's Jarrett Stidham.
Let's go. 60 outlaw. 45. Watch the run. Shoot.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Come on now. Let's go.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On the toss, here's Michel. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Mike 54.
On 2nd down, Michel. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Doesn't take any great analysis on my part. It's been pretty obvious. Last couple of plays, these guys have been going in the wrong direction.
Offensive line overwhelmed on those plays. Now, I think it's safe to say going to the air here on 3rd. Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. 3rd and long. It's Stidham. It's caught. This is White. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So here are the Bucs now to take over for the first time. They're led out by a guy who's done just about everything you could ever imagine to do in this league, the great Tom Brady.
It's been a lot of fun watching him develop in his career, but that will to win, he's had that probably since birth, and it transmits itself throughout his entire ball club. Watching him play, it can be an absolute joy unless you're on the other team.
Wait, that. Wait, put it.
Right, 51. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Ready. 15-1. 15-1.
They begin with Michel on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michel gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
You better get in the weight room, son.
Now let's give you a look here at the New England offense.
I love the versatility of Marcus Cannon. He can play guard, he can play tackle. I think his footwork has really improved during his time in the NFL. He has one of the better backstories that you're going to get. This is a guy who was diagnosed with cancer, has beaten that, and now is one of the better players in the NFL.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. On 2nd down, here's Stidham. He's got a man complete. It's Julian Edelman. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
And Ndamukong Suh was an all-pro when he was with the Detroit Lions in 2013, 2014. Many people think that maybe he might either be slowing down or not playing at the same level. My eyes tell me he's still playing at an elite level, still destroying the interior of an offense, can get to the quarterback, crush a run game. You name it, Ndamukong Suh can do it. And how about how durable he is? Hasn't missed a game since 2011.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They get just 2 out of it there, and it's second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Wait, 29, Alpha.
It's game situation. Let's go.
Wait, and hit. Alert.
Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Wait, 10, wide, 20.
Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Bring in your head.
On first and 10, here's Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Brady now on first down, and that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. It was the veteran Devin McCourty who got a hand in there to break that one up. And this offense can air it out, and when they do, you have to key on Mike Evans.
And we do think about his catch radius first and foremost. A tall, lean receiver, but he actually can make some agile plays as well.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a second and 10.
I'm coming.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So into Pat's territory now. Here's first and 10, right at the 40. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. A gain of 3, second down. A quick look here at the Patriot defense.
Dante Hightower is a guy who can play the run with the best of anyone in the league, but he'll fool you a little bit in pass coverage. Not so bad there as well.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Brady. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 25-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Wait, 10, 53. 51.
I'm trying to collect.
72.
They'll run it now out of the gun and give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Pick me up. Here we go.
Now Brady. He's got the first down inside the 10. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive, they've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
We're going to work.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Set, ready? 10 Lobo. Shoot.
They'll throw on first down with Stidham. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Stidham to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. On 3rd down, Stidham. This is White on the screen. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Wait, 10. Wait, 20. 51.
Rip left, rip left.
Wait, we hit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Hey, check it.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And they're going to get to him. That is going to be a safety. Tom Brady taken down to the end zone. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Automatic first down.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry.
Ready?
Off the play fake, here's Stidham. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. It's a pickup of 5. Brings up second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Stidham. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt.
We got this.
Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Play set, 29, Alpha. 54 miles. Here we go. Kill.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. The catch made by Miller. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike 51.
This is Jones. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Wait, set, 380. I'm coming. Watch right. We got right. All right. Here we go. Let's go, B. Let's go. Gatto.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. An extra quarter comes on now for the Patriots D on third down.
Get ready. Hey, Alabama.
Operating from the gun, Brady. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half, a second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Gay's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll run it here. This is James White. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First down, here's White. And an alley to run. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch the run, watch the run. There you go. 54.
On the ground is Michelle. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Come on, set. 15, Lonnie. 15 line. 54. No chance. Mike 5-4, Mike 5. Deep grip.
A first carry down for Rex Burkhead. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Pretty effective blitz there to stop the draw play right in its tracks.
And actually, when they blitz, draw play is supposed to work very well. You're supposed to have them bypass the runner, and he slips past them. But they put their eyes in the right place, took away all the creases, and slowed him down in a big way.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The Patriots send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Brady now on 1st down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. The tight end, Cameron Brate, was the target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead going to an opposite color jersey.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 3rd down, Brady looking for his running back, and he's got him. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Back deep for New England, Julian Edelman. This is brought in at the 21. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Patriots take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the draw, here's Michelle. Give the tackle that time to Jordan Whitehead.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Set 90 Wolf.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, a run from White. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
The Patriots send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the 2nd quarter.
Wait, set, 380. Mike 5-4. You're trapped, you're trapped.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it with Jones. And shedding through the tackle. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. He was able to escape momentarily in the backfield, but you could just kind of tell that wasn't going anywhere.
You know, in the film session, he'll get a minus for not getting him on the ground by himself. But what the coach is really going to analyze, how fast did his teammates get there to help him? If one guy slows him up, everyone else better be there, and that's what they got on that play.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, Brady. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them, no pickup.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now Edelman. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Well, a lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it. This is Michel. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
They'll run with Michelle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
They'll run on first down. It's White. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh. I'm coming for you.
On second down now, Michelle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
On the ready. There it goes, there it goes. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship, watch the ship. Fire.
On the draw, here's White. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Watch 54, watch 54. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
On the draw, it's White. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
New England on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Stidham now to throw on third down. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's a 2nd missed field goal here in this first half. He'll have to think about that going forward. Maybe time for a little soul-searching as well. Yeah, the head coach might be looking towards the heavens because you wonder if this will affect the 4th down decision-making going forward. If you get 4th and 3, 4th and 4, situations that used to be calls for the kicker might get a second thought. And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself. And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it. So they search for that patience here now. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage. No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Go, Bandit!
Operating from the gun, Brady. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
On 1st and 10, it's Stidham. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Stidham. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. On the ground, Michel. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Set, 30 base.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Here's Stidham. That's complete to his running back, Burkhead. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now the Patriots moving quickly, hustling up to the line. Now it's Stidham going for the deep ball. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Rex Burkhead, the intended receiver there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now it's Stidham. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Again, Stidham. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The Patriots into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Stidham on first down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. James White, the man he was looking for out of the backfield. And it'll bring up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
To throw is Stidham. Goes underneath here to White. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. And his kick here is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points there gets him a bit closer, but you can bet there's probably some guys on that sideline, Charles, thinking we deserve a better play.
No doubt, Brandon. Those 2 misses earlier are kind of hanging over him right about now. In a tight one like this, if those are makes, then obviously this is a completely different game.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
Now this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the second quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those, too, because they want to continue to run the football. Most offensive linemen like that part of the game better than pass protection because they're not taking blows. They're actually dealing them out. So what they want to do is show the coaches, hey, if we pop one, we're having success. That way they won't go away from the running game.
He'll be hoping to pop one, break one here this go-around. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
The final shot before half for Brady. A dump underneath to Jones. So we've come to halftime at a 5-point game. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
To throw is Brady. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing? He was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
Brady now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Brady. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Brady. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 32-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
You better bring. Wait to the head. Let me know right now. You better bring. Alert.
Jones. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Hey, hey!
On play action, it's Brady. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Lightning speed there from the safety, Devin McCourty, on the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got Evans. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Wait, that 380. Mike 51. Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Ozzy.
Brady to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Check. Hey, 66.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A 3-yard touchdown run as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Gay is on for the point after. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Go now. 10 Lobo. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Go.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Michelle. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Check 45 to Mike.
Let's go.
On first down, Michelle. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Get it. Go.
Now Stidham on 2nd down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. William Golston in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Stidham to throw. He's got Sanu. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. On first down, Stidham. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Stidham. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Michelle. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Second down, Stidham to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, but now it'll be 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. And he's wrapped up. Taken down, back at the 25. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
8 yards there and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a first down carry by Jones. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing slow.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's John Simon with a sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He had no options downfield there and just chucked it out of bounds.
There was no one open. He was in the pocket. Where was the intentional grounding call?
Oh, you wanted the flag?
Of course I did. I'm a defensive guy. You know that. Where was the flag? The officials point out that someone was in the area. He got away with one.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
right?
Yeah,
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Stidham sets to throw on first. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time, but it'll be second down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Stidham. He's got a man complete. It's Julian Edelman. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll throw on first down with Stidham. And this one brought in by Sanu.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
They defer to White out of the shotgun. And he'll go down at the 28. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On the set. Mike 54. I got one. Now.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
Here we go, here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Two times. We got three, fellas, we got three. Hit it.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michel. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
On the ground, this is Michel. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Three red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. Stidham. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Partner's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defense has only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
And the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. Here's Stidham. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. This just a 24-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
They're running it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 39.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Shotgun now for Brady. He finds his target. It's Evans. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Wide, 80. You can't block me. You can't block me.
On 1st down, Brady. He completes it to Evans. And out of bounds right around the 20. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Brady. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Brady now to throw. This is caught. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A 12-yard touchdown grab as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. So what can Brady do here is he'll lead his guys up to go for 2. They're going to run for it with Jones. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the 2-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
And at 50, plant. Watch out. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Stidham. Here's Sanu on the catch. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Now it's Stidham. Looking sideline, incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Stidham again here on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Now it's Stidham looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 31-yard line. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Now Stidham on 1st down. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Let's go now. 18 Gator. Rip right. Now.
They'll run on 1st down. Michelle showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On 2nd down, here's Stidham. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Trying to force it into Edelman there, and it's 3rd and short.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, now Stidham. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown from 6 yards away as his guys are back within a single score. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Now the try here for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Here's Brady. And this is caught by Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, That looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
Maybe the old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble. 17
yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
It's going to be a long... It's going to be a...
Here's Brady to throw. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. About 3 yards there to the 27.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Brady going to throw. Open man has got it. It's complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 13-yard line.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Wait, 20!
Hey, what's the ball? What's the ball?
Reload!
Into the red zone, it's Brady. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Brady. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
Now the Patriot offense set to take over again.
And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Let's go. 10 Lobo.
Mike 54. Tighten up, tighten up. Pull together.
Shoot.
Stidham sets to throw on first. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Stidham. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 18 big yards on that one, and a New England first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh.
Check pass, check pass.
Let's go.
On first down, Stidham. He's got a man complete. It's Julian Edelman.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Come on, set. 60 or.
Watch 54. Let's go one more. Mike 5
Ready.
They'll throw on first down with Stidham. Over the middle, Julian Edelman, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Ready.
Here we go, D. Here I come. Let's go.
On first down, Michel, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
I got you. Hey, watch that,
Get it. Let's go.
Second down, Stidham to throw. That's complete to White. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ready, break.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. A give. This is Michel. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away as his guys are back within a single score. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. On play action, now Brady under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So the Patriots now down on the scoreboard. A little under 1:50 remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Set 50, plant.
He's back to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Stidham to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration, but now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
They'll try and throw for it with Stidham. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England 1st down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. Here's Stidham. It's caught. This is White. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
Now the Patriots moving quickly, hustling up to the line. Throwing now is Stidham. And this one brought in by Sanu. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A gain of 32 that time. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
He's not going to get me.
Ready.
Now Stidham. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. He'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it. This is White. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough. Try to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.